Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live with Steven Airey on Mojo 50 Radio. You can find us anywhere that you enjoy podcast listening. But if you'd like to listen to us live, you can find us on the iHeartRadio app, Mojo 50 Radio Station there, or you can go to facebook.com/Mojo50 Radio, where you can watch, listen, and text away. If you would like to communicate with us, you can do that through the Facebook feeds, or you can go to Twitter at DOAE Show or at Steven Airey, or you can tweet me or message me or all of that mess on the MeWe's. If you go to the MeWe's, I'm there. I'm at the Mojo 50. We have our own page as well, DOAE Show there. Check us out. Talk to us. Let me know what's going on. Now, before we get started, let me tell you about Era Capital Management. You see, do you have an old 401k or any other investment assets scattered all over the place? So you owe it to yourself to consolidate and simplify your life. Contact Era Capital Management today. They can help you put an investment plan in place to help you grow your wealth. It's your life, your era. Invest in it. Era Capital Management, LLC is a registered investment advisor. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. Visit eracapitalmanagement.com or call them at 509-559-6229. That's 509-559-6229, eracapitalmanagement.com. Tell Jacob that we sent you. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh no. RGB is back. RGB is alive! All right, that was a little bit dramatic, but whatever. Apparently, thanks to TMZ. TMZ has gotten the first video of what looks to be Ruth Bader Ginsburg walking in a giant coat, surrounded by a bunch of people, being held up, basically, as she's walking across the courts. This was at the D.C. Reagan National Airport. I don't know where she's flying out to, but apparently she's going flying, which is kind of weird because she shouldn't be in her condition. RGB missed 2 weeks of oral arguments at the High Court after going under the knife for lung cancer. She's been doing markedly better than on January 9th, and as such, you know, they've been giving her a clean bill of health, which is kind of weird because she's really old, and a clean bill of health really doesn't mean that much when you're that old. Just saying. Just saying. Flying like on a broom. No, not flying like on a broom, like flying on a plane. You don't need a broom to go to the airport. RGB's weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, that's about right. That is about right, but that's okay. RGB is she's apparently been resurrected. So, I mean, it's pretty good evidence. She was talking. She wasn't just being huddled through the crowd or anything like that. There wasn't this weird after effect. There no CGI, whatever. You know, but at the same point in time, they could put a double in there. It could have been a double. This could be, you know, a deep fake. We don't know. We don't know what this is, but she seems to be upright and walking, and if that's the case, great. I'm glad that she is not dead. I'm glad that she is okay and that she is safe. I wish no ill toward her, but I really wished she wasn't in, you know, there anymore. I just wished she wasn't there, like there. Just stop being in the court, you know. Go home. Potty double sitting in court, lovely. Yeah, you know. No, it wasn't a ventriloquist. It wasn't anything like that. There wasn't a delay in the voice, and it didn't sound like somebody was going. So, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It is what it is. And, you know, I find it funny. I find it about as funny as Rocky over here saying, did Juicy Mullet pay an Empire actor to play RBG? Maybe. What happened was after the whole event where she was doing her musical, they, you know, replaced her with whoever was performing Notorious RBG, the movie or whatever, the play. You know, that might be the case. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's just not what it is. I mean, she seems to be up and going. I'm glad for the up and going, but I'm glad she's not dead, because you know, I don't wish death or pain on anybody. That's anybody that is a regular person. You know, people that do horrible things, I don't mind if they have pain or death come upon them, but it is what it is. Also in the news today, Elizabeth Warren wants a wealth tax. And nobody understands how it's going to work. See, there are tools that don't involve quite the risk of challenges targeting the rich families, but, you know, she just wants to do it anyway. Some of the nation's most powerful families would surely use their resources to fight a wealth tax. That coming from Reuters' Yuriko Nakao. See, when the United States government wants to raise money from individuals, its mode of choice, for more than a century, has been to tax what people earn, the income they received from the work or their investments. But what if instead the government taxed the wealth you have accumulated? That's right. Senator Elizabeth Warren has embraced this idea during her presidential challenge. Yes, Dylan, she is part of the wealthy she is trying to fight against. See, it represents more than a substantial rethinking of the federal government's approach to taxation than anything a major presidential candidate has proposed in recent memory. In a new wealth tax that would have enormous implications for inequality. I really think she's just doing this because she knows Bernie Sanders got in the race. She put this out there like the day before Bernie Sanders, like yesterday, and Bernie Sanders got into the race today. So Bernie Sanders gets in the race, which means you're going to have another old white guy who's a socialist get in the race. So, I mean, whatever, not a big deal. But it's like the fourth or fifth old white person that's gotten into the race for the Democrat Party. The Senator Elizabeth Warren's plan: a tax on a family's wealth above $50 million at 2% a year, with an additional surcharge of 1% of wealth over $1 billion. It would shift more of the burden of paying for government toward the families that have accumulated fortunes in the hundreds of millions of billions or whatever of dollars. And over time, such a tax would make it less likely that such fortunes develop at all. So basically what it's doing is it's taxing the rich out of being rich, because nobody will ever acquire enough money to get to this point anymore to make sure that they don't get taxed for being that rich. And then what the government will do after that portion is they will lower the standard. They will say, well, no, it's not $50 million anymore, and it's not $1 billion. Now it's $5 million income and only half a billion dollars, you know? And they're just going to drop it and drop it and drop it. So what is she trying to do? She's trying to go farther socialist than Bernie Sanders. And it's really hard to be more left than a socialist. It's really hard to be more left than socialist. And it just so happens that this woman has decided to do that. So how is she going to do this? Well, she's not. She's not. She can't. That sort of taxation would have to be passed legally. It can't just be a new implication from the IRS. There has to be bills put into office. There has to be an entire plan put into place. She can't just sit out there and say, I'm just going to do this. And yeah, here it is. There you go. It's not going to work that way. And because it's not going to work that way, the best part about it is this is a null story. This is a big nothing burger because she's just blowing smoke up everybody's ass. And yes, that's an Indian reference. See, the comedian Chris Rock had a routine in the early 2000s in which he expounded on the distinctions between those who are rich and those who are wealthy. Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball star, was rich, said Rock. The team owner who signed his paycheck was wealthy. And that, in a nutshell, gets at the conceptual difference between trying to tax people's income and the tax code does today and versus their wealth. Well, not really. Not really. Because Shaq is also wealthy. He's just not as wealthy as the person paying for him to play in all those things in the early 2000s. Oh, a socialist battle royale, King of the Ring style? That would be amazing. You guys remember that claymation? I forget. That puts me on a tangent. But remember that claymation? I forget what it's called. Anybody out there, the claymation where you had the celebrities? Celebrity Deathmatch. That's what it is. It's Celebrity Deathmatch. I would love to see political deathmatch. Claymation version or even the real thing would be just fine with me. Not a big deal. I'd be okay with it. Political deathmatch, Democrat deathmatch would be all right too. And just see who wins. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Miss Wampum Peace Pipe would be able to get some feathers in her boa at there, but I'm pretty sure Bernie Sanders has a good right hook. I'm sure he has a good right hook. Don't sleep on the old man. Don't sleep on him. He might be able to pile drive you. Just don't let him get behind you. I mean, he's a cheapskate too. Anyway, I just don't get it. I don't understand what the obsession is. I do understand that they would just want to spend everybody's money, and they understand that they can't keep doing that if they don't have money to spend, even when, you just keep on raising the debt limit and the credit limit and everything else for our nation and say, well, oh, no, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's just fine where it is. We're just, $22 trillion in debt. We're just going to spend more money. You don't have enough money. If you taxed the wealth away from the rich, you still don't have enough money to fund the government like they do. The only way that they can do this, the only way that they can take care of this stuff is that they can go through and actually cut their spending. If they went through and cut the crap out, the stuff that they really, really love, the stuff that we really, really hate, all of that crap that nobody cares for, that nobody wants to talk about, that stuff, if we just stop paying for it, we'd see our country turn around within 3 years. Maybe less. We'd see the debt roll back. It'd be like a Kmart blue light special. It'd be like a Walmart rollback. It would be the price would just ding, 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 roll through. It would be awesome. And the funny thing, we have these tax breaks and everything that have happened over the years, this past year with Donald Trump, and he gave all these tax breaks and corporate tax breaks and everything. Did you know that we still collected more taxes than we did in the year prior? We collected more taxes than we did in the prior years before the tax breaks that happened, before the new provisional tax laws came into place. We made more money. Oh, I can just see it now, guys. Rocky, Donna, and everybody else on the Facebook page is all going into the celebrity death match. Feather boas. Ric Flair. Woo! That whole deal. Yeah, I just pinged the mic pretty good there. Bernie Sanders strikes you as a fisticuffs guy, old style boxer with the handlebar mustache, except for he can't grow a mustache. I don't think. It doesn't look like he can. It really doesn't look like he can. It just is what it is. I don't know. It could be. It could be that. He could be growing the handlebar mustache. He could be doing that thing. It's the debates. Now, see, it's not the debates. The debates should be an all-out brawl. It should just be these people going through, diving in head first, and just knocking the mess out of each other, which may happen politically. We may see that over the next few months to year. We may see these people really digging into each other, making sure that they're comparing each other back and forth and really diving in and saying, well, this idiot does this all the time and trying to attack the people that they're going up against instead of attacking Donald Trump. The only way that we're going to get anywhere these Democrats are going to get anywhere in the polls is if they put themselves above the other. And, you know, the best person that knows about putting things above other things is definitely Elizabeth Warren. I mean, with her whole Indian background and heritage and, you know, totem poles and everything else. So it just might be that one of those things, she gets it. Let's see, this is from Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak DOA show. Love what Trump said. Quote, Bernie got a raw deal. His better days are past. Only one of the rest of the candidates will win, and we know who that will be. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's it. And I mean, nobody really wants to see Bernie Sanders shirtless, just like nobody wants to see Elizabeth Warren at all. Nobody wants to see her at all. They don't even want to see her face. I mean, if you don't know by now that Elizabeth Warren is not only a racist and a socialist and a moron, then you yourself haven't been paying attention to anything that's been going on. And talking about these things and speaking of these things, I want to let you guys know about Patriot Mobile. See, here's the truth. Your cell phone company is probably funding liberal gun grabbers like Pelosi, like Camel Toe Harris, like Bernie Sanders. But Patriot Mobile is America's only conservative cell phone company, and it's doing the exact opposite. See, if you're fed up with disgusting policies like the New York abortion law, Bloomberg gun control plans, and the stalemate of border policies, make the simple switch to Patriot Mobile. Join thousands of Americans using Patriot Mobile and get reliable nationwide coverage and watch your hard-earned money fight for the First and Second Amendment rights, border security, and the sanctity of life. Veteran-led Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every bill to conservative causes like the Heritage Foundation, the NRA, the Susan B. Anthony List, and so much more. Switching to Patriot Mobile is easy, and their unlimited talk and text plans start as low as $20 a month. If you need more motivation, mention Doc when you call 1-800-A-PATRIOT or visit them online at patriotmobile.com/mojo. To get 2 activation fees waived. That's patriotmobile.com/mojo or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Let them know promo code DOC. Patriot Mobile is enough. Join the fight today. patriotmobile.com/mojo. Rocky, come on. What is this? Hold on. What are you guys talking about over here? Imagine Warren walking up and be slapping Kamala. That'd be gold. That would be gold. Kamala would use the sequins of her Technicolor coat to gouge out eyes, Ninja Star style. I can see that happening. And no, nobody wants to see Bernie Sanders shirtless. Of course, he would come out Ric Flair style and just woo all over the place. I'm so ashamed of that comment right now. I'm just that was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. All right. So I wanted to let you guys know about this. So earlier, I found this story, and it came out earlier today, that masked activists have reclaimed, quote unquote, reclaimed Border Patrol, a Border Patrol museum, and then started vandalizing the pictures of agents who were killed in the line of duty. The protesters were chanting, "Say it loud, say it clear, Border Patrol kills." Wow, they really suck at their rhyming. I mean, what? You guys need to work on that. I'm just, just work. Okay, just work on it, all right? Just do it. Nike. Dozens of masked activists stormed a National Border Patrol museum in El Paso, Texas over the weekend, defacing exhibits, including pictures of the fallen agents, and later boasting that they had reclaimed the institution. Museum director David Ham told the Washington Examiner that roughly 50 protesters donning masks to conceal their identity say it isn't so. Donning masks to conceal their identity? Oh, goodness. Swarmed through the building on Saturday, displaying banners and chanting, "Say it loud, say it clear, Border Patrol kills," because it doesn't. they're supposed to rhyme. They're just, it just doesn't work if it doesn't rhyme, okay? You know, at least use the same word over and over again in the chant. I mean, it's just is what it is. All right, we have to, you know, if you're gonna do a chant, make sure that the chant it works. And yeah, they're off on the iambic pentameter. They're off on all this crap. I mean, come on. It has to flow. It has to rhyme. It has to reason. Sort of, maybe, a little bit. I mean, just look at all your rappers. They can rhyme. Why can't you? Ham posted on Facebook page after the incident saying that the activist defaced all of their exhibits, including the sacred memorial room. Efforts to prosecute them will be pursued once damages is assessed. He said, quote, "This angers me greatly." The demonstration was organized by a group calling itself Tornillo, the occupation. The occupation. Occupy Wall Street. Occupiers. These are the same people, funded by the same people, i.e. George Soros. Just open the Open Foundation or Open Borders Foundation and all that other. It's the same folks, guys. The same people that disrupt everything else in the rest of our lives are doing the same crap. On the day of the protest, the group Tornillo posted on Facebook, "Our direct action non-violently reclaimed the Border Patrol Museum and exposed the true violence of borders and those who patrol them." Wait. So you go into a site, take it by force, spray paint everything, deface everything, and you chant a non-rhyming chant, and you say that that's exposing anything? Okay. Yes. Tornillo. Yeah, that's the name, Rocky. That's exactly how you spell it. I knew you'd get it. I knew you'd get it, Rocky. They just can't do this. I mean, they can do this whenever they want. They're going to claim whenever they want that they're just doing this and this is going to be the thing. See, quote, "Direct action, reclaiming the Border Patrol Museum and exposing the true violence of the border and Border Patrol." The group, that's what they posted. That's the caption that they posted for the video feeds and everything else that they posted up there. Footage shows dozens of demonstrators filing into the museum, some of them masked, others not, singing and displaying banners. They have banners, guys. Then a protester whom identified herself, sorry, you can't say herself. That is politically incorrect. As Hope from New Mexico explains over the megaphone,
"We are here bring awareness to the museum and the lies that it tells.
The revisionist history that is happening and the being displayed right here inside of the building. We are celebrating the genocide and concentrating camp of migrant youth and families." Really. The video remains focused on Hope and other activists who speak to the crowd until the group begins to funnel out of the building, chanting and cheering. Two museum workers can then be seen addressing the female activist holding a baby, with one saying, "There's no need to put the stuff in our on our displays," and another one saying, "You guys came in and you scared our people, harassed them, and vandalized." Outside, they remain chanting, "F your walls, F your borders, and we won't take your effing orders." Hey, they rhymed that time. Good job. That sound means a commercial break, and we'll be right back. See, I love you, Rocky. Sometimes I get the pronunciations right. Sometimes it is just like a native. Hashtag like a native. That is what it is. I try to do it. I'm glad that you caught on. Mic check, 1, 2. I wonder if that's like.
When I do this, does it actually sound like I'm talking in a microphone? Megaphone.
Anybody? And then they go home and lock their doors. Yeah, and sit behind their fences and walls. It is what it is. Did that work? Like the cupping of the mouth thing? Does that work? Does it actually sound like I'm talking through some sort of megaphone? It does to me, but I don't know if it sounds like that to you. And I just want to know. Did it work? Over on the Facebook feed. Did it work? Sounds like I'm on my phone. All right, well, whatever. It's close enough. Megaphone on my phone, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, man, we got so many things. You have to open your hands. I don't want to open my hands because then it's weird. Munchausen by proxy. Okay, so we have so many things going on here. You guys are really active tonight, and it's awesome. That sounds... Use your imagination, Dylan. That's right. Use your imagination, Dylan. Dang it. Hold on one second. We'll be right back. And we're back. This is Defenders Live with Steven Airey on Mojo 50 Radio. Yes, over on the Twitters, Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. Yes, I did laugh at something that I couldn't read, specifically what you posted on a tweet prior. I don't think I can even like that one, but I'm going to anyway. Just saying, if you want to go over look for it. And if you guys want to, go ahead and use hashtag what I learned today. It's okay. Everybody's going to start using it. It's all right. Yeah, FYI, don't go into the Mojo MeWe chat room. It's really wild there. They're doing some crazy, weird, wild stuff. It's weird, wild stuff over in the Mojo 50 radio chat room. Before we continue on, go to lovemytummy.com. Go to lovemytummy.com/Mojo. Use the promo code Mojo to get yourself a 3-month supply of Atrantil. Atrantil normally is a 1-month supply for $39.95. You would get it for $99 for a 3-month supply if you use that promo code over at lovemytummy.com/Mojo. If you don't know what it is, it's the world's first over-the-counter proven solution for bloating, developed by a board-certified gastroenterologist, Ken Brown, who is a butt man, I hear. Safe for daily use, 100% natural polyphenols designed for addressing your bloating problems when they begin, not just treating the symptoms. It's not a probiotic, not an antibiotic. It is a blend of polyphenols to help regulate and end the methane production, as well as act as a postbiotic to benefit your overall health. Your health starts in your gut. So go better your life. Go to lovemytummy.com/Mojo, promo code Mojo. Get a 3-month supply for only $99. Start today. Make it a best practice. You'll thank me for it. I promise. Oh, goodness gracious. Mojo MeWe is like looking at Blue Waffle. Yeah, well, I don't know because I've never actually looked up Blue Waffle. So I'm very happy I never have and I never will. I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't look it up. I've kind of thought maybe I should just to kind of know what everybody's talking about. But nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Nope, not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Nope, not going to do it. So Tennessee lawmakers have proposed a combination lock on pill bottles to fight the opioid crisis. That's right. You heard me right. 2 state lawmakers in Nashville have proposed putting on a combination lock on top of pill bottles to stop people from stealing opioids. like it's a plastic bottle, guys, and the lock is going to be plastic. They're going to just break it, you morons. The thinking is ordinary pill bottles are too easy to open for some people, and the drugs are too easy to steal to some people. The combination of pill bottle adds another layer. The combination pill bottle adds another layer of protection, potentially to stop someone from taking the first steps of getting hooked. Quote, "It's simple. It is safe." This is from Turning Point Addiction Campus's CEO, Ted Bender. Anybody else think it's funny that Turning Point Addiction Campus's CEO's last name is Bender? Or is that just me? That's just me, I guess. Okay. He believes a combination lock on top of pill bottles can help prevent new cases of opioid addiction. Bender shared data that shows 4 out of 5 addicts start by experimenting taking pills that don't belong to them. Quote, a lot of time it starts right in your own home, in your own medicine cabinet, and this lockable pill bottle will prevent that from happening. No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't prevent it from happening. It's stupid. It's just an additional thing for old people to not be able to get their pills in time. The two state lawmakers have introduced legislation Monday called them the Pilfering Prevention Act. The Pilfering Prevention Act. And its goal is to make this new type of pill container mandatory for all and any prescription opioids and stimulants. That's right, you have to use a different pill bottle for certain drugs. So all that's going to mean is they're going to pinpoint those specific pill bottles and just break them open instead. Quote, it will have a combination lock on it, and the code will be given out at the pharmacy to the person it is prescribed to. It will be a unique code. The former addict, now Turning Point campus counselor Ann Montgomery said she started using pills at the age of 16. Montgomery believed the idea of a lock might deter people from trying opioids because it would make them harder to get into. It's called a knife. It's plastic. It's plastic. A hammer, a knife, throwing it against the ground, a hacksaw, any of these things, a serrated blade of any kind would open up the bottle without an issue. Rocky Lee over at the Facebook page. The Pilfering Prevention Act sounds like an old episode of the 1960s Batman. Sorry. The proposed legislation is not new, by the way. Lawmakers in the states of Michigan and Maryland introduced this legislation last year, but didn't get any traction because cost. It can add to the cost of prescriptions by as much as $5, warning the Maryland Pharmacist and Retail Association. The Bender told Fox 13 the benefits outweigh the cost because, quote, the same person can grab the same bottle without the lock on it, take a few pills, and that's all they need to get started with their addiction on opioids. Sure. Bender said that if a person forgets the combination, they can call their pharmacist for help, of course, or they can just break it. So you guys are right on it. The password is password. The password to the combination is 12345. That's the same passcode as my luggage. Thank you for that great airplane reference right there. That is amazing. Well done. Good job, folks. Nicely done. Nicely done. I love you guys. That is awesome. Oh my God, that's the same as my email. Yes, and that's the same as my Facebook password. Shh. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. By the way, did you know that abortion was the leading cause of death worldwide in 2018? Yes, and we'll be talking to a person about this tomorrow. We'll be talking to Carla, I think it's Dedesi. Yeah, Carla Dedesi. I think that's it. I'm going to ask her tomorrow. Carla Dedesi, we're going to be talking to her tomorrow and her organization, what they're doing to help promote life. See, abortion was the leading cause by leaps and bounds. Over what was it? 42 million children were killed by abortion. I'm going to repeat that again. 42 million people were killed via abortion last year. These statistics come from Worldometer. It's an independent site that just collects data. That's all they do is collect data worldwide. That's all they do. Now, to give you a comparison, as of December 31st, 2018, there have been 41.9 million abortions performed over the course of the year in the world. By contrast, 8.2 million people died of cancer in 2018, and 5 million from smoking, and 1.7 million died from AIDS or HIV-related illnesses. Now, it also records the total number of abortions in the world based on the latest statistics on abortions published in the World Health Organization. That means the WHO. Who? The WHO. Who? The World Health Organization. Yeah, who? That's right, who. Globally, just under a quarter of all pregnancies, 23%, were ended by abortion, and out of every 33 live births, 10 infants were aborted. Worldometer estimates that 59 million deaths worldwide in 2018, but that number does not include the unborn babies aborted deaths. Unborn babies are not recognized as human beings through biology, even though biology indicates that they are unique living human being in concept, and they die brutal, violent deaths in abortion. Yeah, you heard me. You heard what I said. They don't count them. An estimated 60 million unborn babies have been killed in the United States since Roe v. Wade in 1973. In January, pro-life advocates will gather for the annual March for Life in D.C. to remember the anniversary of the infamous decision to call for restored protections for the unborn. You should go if you can. It's going to be good. It bothers me. It bothers me that these people have this in their hearts. That they have this idea of death in their mind and they think it's okay. It's not okay. 42 million people were killed because of abortions. Last year, worldwide. 42 million. In America, it was a couple million by itself. Who's doing this? Well, America's a big contributor. China's a big contributor. Russia's a big contributor. Africa's a big contributor. Funny enough, places like Israel and Egypt are big contributors. It seems to me that the more free we are, the more technologically advanced we get. Yeah, now Ireland too. The more willing somebody is to allow themselves to run away with notions that are so stupid, so flawed and fallible in their lives, that a normal human being would never think of these things. We're so inundated with this now daily. We have so many different organizations. They're getting into our schools. They're telling our kids about sex education. They're doing all these things, and it's not really sex education, it's abortion education. They're trying to teach our kids how to kill the next generation before it happens. You're right, Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. 42 million? Margaret Sanger would be proud. In 1 year. And that woman was a racist too. She specifically set up her plans and her understanding to make sure that she quelled the numbers of those dark-skinned folks. That's true, Rocky. It is just a crutch. As technology advances, we understand more and more that a baby is a baby is a baby, no matter what stage of life they're in. An unborn fetus is a baby. It is a baby. That's it. There is no doubt. It is a child in the womb. The better technology we get, the easier it is to show people that that is the case. It isn't some zygote, some crazy single-celled organism. It isn't some frog thing, some tadpole that's been pushed down and tied through or anything else. It's not something that you've gotten from a 1920s biology textbook saying that all life starts out looking the exact same, because it doesn't. We've now seen the actual spark of life when it happens because of technology. And yet we are the science deniers when we say that an unborn child is a life. These people are morons. And currently, they're in control of more places than not. So we need to watch out for ourselves. Because they're also looking for other things. Speaking of looking at other things to control, go to Tar River Arms, traguns.com. It's America's first virtual gun store. It's making it easier and more comfortable than ever to purchase your firearms online. They're modernizing online firearm sales to accommodate for the online generation. Those who prefer brick and mortar experiences through 3D interaction, experiences to view and inspect the guns that they're purchasing. They have weekly specials. They eliminate shipping and brokerage fees. They have great guns at great prices and a great service. They're veteran-owned and operated. Plus, they also have layaway and consignment options available now. traguns.com, traguns.com. Tell them Steven over at Mojo sent you. traguns.com. Go protect yourself, protect your life, and protect the lives of the future generation. Well, speaking of morons who decided to do something stupid, a Baltimore man died after reportedly catching fire inside of a porta potty near the city M&P's Bank Stadium. That's right. A Baltimore man died Saturday after he apparently caught fire while inside of a porta potty outside of a stadium. Fire crews responded to the scene to find 3 porta potties on fire. Gonna let that sink in for a second. Fox 5 DC reported authorities and investigators are investigating the cause of the fire. Reports said that there was a stadium employee called in that the 3 stalls were on fire. At one point, an adult man was seen exiting one of the stalls and then collapsing. And that's all they got for the story. I don't know what he's trying to do. Maybe it was a buildup of methane. Because that's a greenhouse gas and you need to release a little bit. So instead of opening the door and letting it vent, he decided to light a match. Probably because he's a moron. Maybe he decided to light his farts on fire. Maybe he decided to smoke in a porta potty because smoking in the men's room. Yeah, smoking in the men's room. Yeah. I hope somebody got that musical reference. It seems quite apparent that this man had no sense. Could have been the Mexican food that he was eating. It could have been that he was eating at Tacos Locos. It could have been the Mexican food truck down the street. He could have just gotten some very spicy barbecue, maybe some wings. Maybe he was very into hot sauce. And it just, things happen, You get that feeling, a rumbling in your tumbly, and suddenly things just explode. It just explodes. Maybe he spontaneously combusted just a little bit. Just a little bit. And when he did, he lit it on fire. Maybe there was too much friction in his body. Maybe he had some static in his shoes. Because those porta potties are plastic, right? So maybe he caused some static and he touched something wrong. And that little spark, all it takes is a spark. That's all it takes. Just a little spark. Little sparky spark. And it lights the entire thing on fire. So he went up in flames. He was turning smoke signals. Brownsville Station. Yeah, I know. It is what it is. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. Sadly, the man died. He died because of the burns and the smoke inhalation and things like that. So that sucks. But at the same point in time, just goes to show you, you shouldn't be smoking in a porta potty. I don't know if that was actually the cause or not, but I'm kind of guessing that he lit a match or something. I'm guessing. I'm just saying it's probably there. Wait. Huh? Racial slur? Who did a racial slur? Motley Crue. Yes, you got it. Thanks, Rocky. Let's end on a high note. Let's end on a good note. I want to end tonight on a happy thing. It's been a rather stressful day. It's been kind of a meh overall. So let's talk about this. An inmate uses an inmate who used to be a car thief saved a baby who was trapped in a car. That's right, you heard me. A Florida inmate who had a knack for breaking into cars and is currently in jail saved a 1-year-old girl trapped in an SUV, witnesses say. The man, Shadow Landry, sorry, not the man. Shadow Landry is the mother. She said she and her husband accidentally trapped the little girl whose name is Dallas in the backseat of their Chevy Tahoe while parked outside of the West Pasco Judicial Center and Newport Richey on Thursday. Landry said her husband strapped Dallas into the car seat and tossed the keys to the front before shutting the doors. Apparently, the moment that the doors shut, they also locked, locking the child inside and strapped up. The Pasco Sheriff Office inmate supervisor and several work-release inmates fixing the parking lot medians nearby came to the family's aid. An inmate who is not being publicly identified used a coat hanger. Apparently, as one of his tools, used a coat hanger to pop open the electronic doors and get the girl out. It didn't take too long for this to happen, but, whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, anything like that, being locked in a car, being a child locked in a car for any amount of time, not only do you get stir crazy, but if your parents come back and they're banging on the door trying to get in and everything else and getting upset themselves, it would be very, very hard for this young girl to actually keep her cool. So she was screaming and crying and everything else when they got her out. Lantry recorded a video of the rescue and posted on Facebook with a quote, "Thank God for the criminals in this world. I respect all y'all," Lantry said. Probably not the best thing to do. Probably not the best way to put it. See, the sheriff, Chris Nucko, said that the inmates involved in the rescue are low-risk offenders. They're people that, they're going to eventually go back to their lives, and they're just trying to get their lives back on track. That's why they have them out. That's why they have them doing jobs and things like that. Quote, a lot of them, like these individuals, they know they made bad mistakes and bad choices, but they want to do the right things in life and change their lives around. So people like this guy, people like this inmate, people make mistakes. The reason why we have the systems that we have, the reasons why we have jail and everything like that is because they have to be punished for the mistakes that they've made. But the reason why we have sentencing the way that we have sentencing is so that they don't waste their entire life in jail paying for an offense that really wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? It's just one of those situations where this guy, he broke into a lot of places. He broke into a lot of places. And that is what it is. And so he broke into a lot of cars and he stole cars and things like that. And he decided, after, the entire point of doing what he's doing and paying his debts to society, what is one of his actions? One of his actions is to save a little girl. And that's amazing to think that he was in the right state of mind, in the best state of mind he possibly could have been, to help somebody out. That's great. That's how it should be. We shouldn't be focused on ourselves. We shouldn't be focused on the daily mundane crap. We shouldn't be pushing ourselves to the point of hating each other and lying to each other and deceiving each other. It's not, our lives are not the point of self-ambition. If we understand who we are and whose we are, we understand that our lives aren't our own. They're to be used for the greatest good that we can muster. In everything we do, no matter what it is, everything we do on a daily basis is already made part of a plan. Yeah, I know, determinationism, blah, 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 blah. But everything you do, every action that you make, understand this. God knows the choices that you have in front of you. God knows the would and would not do. He knows your heart. He knows how you act and why you act the way you act. So when you look at things, when you focus your efforts, when you identify what it is about you that makes you you, make sure that you're putting it in the perspective that keeps you on the straight and narrow. Yeah, we're going to talk trash and we're going to make jokes. But we're also going to be serious about this. We need to make sure that when we're doing what we need to do, when we're fighting the fight that we need to fight, because they're going to come. They're going to happen to us. The fights that we have, they're on the way. You're either in a fight or you're waiting for the next one to come to you. You're either in the trenches or you're about to step into one. Sorry to tell you that, that's life. Trouble's coming your way. How are you prepared for it? Turmoil, trial is coming your way. What's your character look like? I'm not just talking to you guys. I'm preaching to myself. Because who we are is not about what face we put forward to the world. It's about the desire and the heart behind the actions that we make. I screw up on a daily basis. Heck, I get upset and I blow up on a probably daily basis or almost daily basis. I know I seem rather chill most of the time on the radio and things like that because I get to express my views here. I get to talk out the things that make me upset here. But I can't always do that. And keeping those things bound up inside you, keeping the anger and the hatred is the worst thing for you and the worst thing for the people around you. Always put your best foot forward, guys. Always focus on the life that you can be leading. And make sure that with everything you do it by the will of God. That's it, folks, for tonight. You've listened to Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. Good night, Doc Thompson. We know where you are. Now, you go home.